Next on Worcester News Tonight, a group of Worcester parents take their concerns about gas leaks to city councillors. They say the leaks could be causing health problems for children. Plus, the Pawtucket Red Sox are coming to Worcester, and the team hopes businesses and residents from other big cities will come too. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. A local parent group voices serious concerns about Worcester's air quality. Monday, they provided the city's Committee on Health and Human Services with a report saying numerous city schools have unrepaired gas leaks, and those gas leaks have health implications for the students in the classroom. Our Cam Jandro is live in Worcester tonight with those details. Cam?
Anna, Mothers Out Front put together this report. Now, it's not just limited to children. They say in the city of Worcester, there are nearly 900 unrepaired gas leaks that could be harmful to anybody. Worcester's pediatric asthma rates are among the highest in the state. According to the Department of Public Health, nearly 12% of children in the city suffer from the disease. Local group Mothers Out Front is concerned the city's high number of gas leaks is impacting the statistic.
It's primarily methane, but it also contains particulate matter, VOCs that are known carcinogens, that are known asthma triggers.
An independent survey conducted by Gas Safety, Inc. revealed 5 Worcester public schools have an unrepaired leak. Doherty High School, Chandler Elementary, Rice Square Elementary, Flag Street School, and May Street Elementary are all listed in the survey. Monday, Mothers Out Front met with Worcester's Public Health and Human Services Committee, asking the councilors to put pressure on gas utility Eversource.
Over a 20-year period, they're about 85 times as potent a greenhouse gas as carbon dioxide.
This is definitely a problem that we can solve, that we can work at. This is actually something we could actually do something about.
Patricia Kirkpatrick has 2 children under 6 years old and a third on the way. She says her neighborhood is directly impacted by the leaks.
There are multiple leaks on our route from home to here, so it concerns me a lot that we're walking on foot through air that isn't clean.
Mothers Out Front has drafted a letter asking Eversource to fix the leaks. In a statement, Eversource says since 2015, we replaced approximately 19 miles of old leak-prone gas mains in Worcester. We have an additional 12 miles of line replacement in Worcester in our 2019 plan.
This is definitely a public health crisis. I mean, it's something we really need to take a look at.
We're all breathing the same air, and we have a right to breathe clean air.
Now, the group will be meeting with Eversource later this week. They say when they do have that meeting, they'll be asking Eversource to make sure they fix those school gas leaks before the next school year is underway. We're live in Worcester tonight. I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
This week, the city releases data from their mosquito treatments last year. Worcester partnered with the Central Mass Mosquito Control Project in 2018. They say 31 collections of mosquitoes tested positive for West Nile virus and 2 human cases, but none had EEE. The city says its goal for 2019 are to survey and treat wetlands for mosquito larvae as needed, locate and clean abandoned tire piles, and increase the education for residents and local DPW employees. The partnership will continue for 2019. The city's on track to break ground on Polar Park. They've now assembled the properties necessary to fit the ballpark. In total, 11 properties are being taken for the project. Friday, the WRA unanimously voted to take and accept deeds from 6 of the properties and authorized to take and relocate 2. The remaining 3 were voted to be taken in April. City Manager Edward Augustus says it's important they were able to obtain most of the properties through negotiated sales.
We want people to not feel like this is a negative process. Everybody was willing to sell. We had agreed upon prices. We're going to keep the businesses that were there in other locations within the city, which was important to us in terms of the jobs and the tax revenue. So I think it's been a win-win process so far.
Augustus says the plan is to break ground in early July. The Pawtucket Red Sox still almost have 2 years before they start playing ball in the city, but the team is already working on bringing a bigger presence to downtown Worcester. They have several partnerships with businesses and say their goal is to get more people to realize Worcester is a place to live, work, and play. Our Brittany Schaefer has more.
2 years before they move here, the Pawtucket Red Sox are doing their part to market Worcester as a place to do business. The Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce says the amount of money the ball club is investing in the city is leading to substantial growth.
Almost $250 million in economic development that's going to touch the construction industry, retail, housing. It's going to put hundreds of people to work.
President Tim Murray says Worcester is competing with Boston, but Worcester's partnership with the AAA affiliate to the Red Sox will only strengthen the two cities' relationship.
We see this as kind of a multiplier. And there's an intangible value to this as well in terms of marketing and getting the word out about Worcester. So we think it's going to be a plus.
Fallon Health is a founding partner of the Worcester Red Sox. The health insurance company will have a presence in Polar Park. Chief Communications Officer Christine Cassidy says the team cares about the city.
I think it's incredible. I think we all are in the middle of experiencing this wonderful transformation for the city of Worcester. And the team, I think, has just really helped to accelerate that and gain even more excitement for what's going on in Worcester.
Wormtown Brewery is also a founding partner. They say Worcester is going to be at the same level as Boston.
A destination spot. And like I said, growing up here, I think it's amazing to see it finally happening. Restaurants, the stadium in general, what they're building inside of it. I mean, I think we're on par, and I think a lot of great people are coming here now because it's more affordable.
Murray says new businesses are reaching out to the chamber, and the Red Sox are already producing some new potential wins for Worcester.
Based upon the inquiries that we have gotten and continue to get, that you're going to see further economic development in concentric circles around the ballpark district, which is exactly what we hope for.
Construction for the ballpark is set to begin within the next few weeks. In the Canal District, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Doherty High School community members came together Monday to give their opinions on what they'd like to see in their future high school. Teachers, administrators, and parents are working together to establish priorities for educational programming and the new building. President of New Vista Design, David Stephen, says they're trying to collect as much information as they can about what the school values, how it functions, and what kind of building would best support the programs there. He says they're trying to push people's thinking forward about what's possible when it comes to the renovation.
And mostly we want to be creating a building that is economical, that's flexible, that's going to support what the school does now, but also will 20 years from now, 30 years from now be able to evolve into the kind of building that will support potentially quite different ways of delivering curriculum and working with teaching and learning.
Tonight was the second of 3 workshops. Next week, they'll be creating diagrams of what they'd like to see for the layout of the school. School districts across the state are pushing for more state funding, and the Worcester Public Schools are no different. In a letter to City Council, Superintendent Maureen Benendez says if a lack of funding continues, more sports teams may be cut. Many are hoping things will change because they say sports help keep kids safe. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the story.
Cassius Autcher played soccer and basketball while attending Sullivan Middle School and South High School in Worcester.
I don't know where I would have been if it wasn't for sports.
He now plays soccer at Worcester State University and says cutting athletic programs in the Worcester Public Schools would be devastating.
It will actually destroy some other people.
Superintendent Maureen Benenda sent a letter to the City Council last week saying the district will not fund freshman sports for the 2019-2020 school year. In the letter, she says the current budget provides $70,000 for middle school sports. The letter goes on to say if the Senate version of the school budget is passed, the district will allocate an additional $130,000 from those funds to be used for freshman and middle school sports.
Looking at sports, looking at extracurricular activities, it keeps kids engaged.
City Councilor Christian King has been a big advocate for school sports. He says the administration and the City Council are aware of the need. He says the City Council supports allocating $100,000 of additional funds to middle schools and an additional $30,000 when the funds become available to a freshman sports program.
Research that shows kids who are beset with certain challenges, if it's attention, deficit, if it's hyperactivity, if it's difficulty with kind of arranging their thoughts, that structured sports can make an impact on that.
The Worcester District Attorney's Office says they gave $22,000 to help keep freshman boys and girls basketball going last year. Archer agrees the programs help keep kids safe.
Most of the friends that I had, most of them made like really bad decisions in school, but because of sports, like it got them staying after school, being involved in school.
A mansion in Millbury is registered on the National and State Registers of Historic Places. The town owns the Asa Waters Mansion and has plans to audit it to try and make it profitable. Right now, the town does not provide the mansion funding for a budget. Voters recently approved transferring $50,000 to a revolving account for the historic site. It was in the red and has run a deficit for years.
It is the jewel of Millbury. It's a crown jewel. It's a focal point during our Chain of Lights event. It's absolutely not going to be sold. It will continue to be the focal point of Millbury and used for all of Millbury's functions as well as outside functions.
Asa Waters Mansion's director has plans to leave the job soon, but says he'll stay to help facilitate the audit. Baseball is full of nines. 9 innings, 9 players, and tonight, 9 Massachusetts teachers played a big role at the Bravehearts game. It was Teachers Appreciation Night at the Bravehearts. The team recognized 9 teachers for their work over the last school year. They each got to be the Bravehearts' first base coach for 1 inning. Doherty High School social studies teacher David Mawson was nominated by one of his students. He says this is a special night because the Doherty class of 2019 meant a lot to him.
This class of 2019 that just graduated, they were very, very generous to me this year. They honored me in the yearbook, and then this now. So it's been a great group of kids, and I think some of them may be here, and I have friends and family here tonight, and I think they're looking for me to embarrass myself, which I do regularly, so I don't want to disappoint them as well.
Mawson says he was going to try his best to distract the opposing first baseman and scoop any ground balls hit at him tonight.